What's up everyone? Welcome to this new video. I'm very excited to make this video because, well, obviously by the title of this video you can know what I'm going to talk about. Today I'm going to discuss with you my top 18 my top 18 cinema films that I saw in 2018. I really love going to the movies. It's one of my favorite things to do ever, and it'd be a shame if I would not talk about it. So quickly, before I want to start, I want to say that every single film that is on this list I have genuinely enjoyed. I'm not here to talk negatively about a cast or a storyline or a director, because every single movie is so completely different. Every director works in a different way, has a different style, way of writing, everything. One may be better than the other because one may be above the other, but it doesn't mean that I hate the other. You know what I mean? I just want to keep this very positive. If you're here for like a romantic comedy, thriller, or horror review, this is not it. So let's just begin, because I feel like I've already talked a lot. So the first film that I'm going to discuss is number 18, and that is The House with a Clock in Its Walls. I've tried to say this for 3 times already. It's a very long, difficult title. But The House with a Clock in Its Walls is a film that I wanted to go to because it kind of like intrigued me, the trailer. I did really enjoy the film. It had like this scary, moody Halloween vibe. I think it came out during Halloween as well. I went to go see it with a friend. It's just not a film that I would go to normally. Despite that, I really enjoyed it. They have a great cast. So moving on to number 17, we have The Meg. I saw the trailer and I just wasn't sure if I was, you know, gonna go see that. And the reason I did go see it is because if you've seen my previous video about types of cinemas you should visit, I talked about going to a ScreenX theater, and when I was in the ScreenX theater, the only movie that was displaying was The Meg. And that's the reason why I went to go see The Meg. Although I have to say, it did not disappoint at all. I actually really enjoyed the movie, even though that film literally is my biggest nightmare. I'm terrified of the ocean and open waters and big oceans and everything that's in the ocean, apart from dolphins. On number 16, we have Venom. Maybe some people will think this is a very low number. I do too also. I thought I would put it a bit higher, but I didn't. Even though I really enjoyed this film, there were just parts in this film sometimes that didn't really click with me. You know, like tiny things that stood out to me in Venom were, you know, the logic being used, the continuation being used. For example, I'll try and keep this very briefly, but there's this one scene in Venom where he wakes up, he walks to the living room, he sees his girlfriend's laptop on the kitchen counter being slightly opened. Who leaves their laptop open, unlocked, in their living room, being lit up? It was a bit too easy for the character to find, in my opinion. Number 15 is a movie that I wanted to go see because I thought it would be freaking hilarious, and it was. And that is Teen Titans Go to the Movies. Teen Titans, I think they have also an animated series separate on its own. But when I saw the trailer for this film, I was like, I want to go. I don't care if it's like, who cares like if it's a kid film, right? I mean, Lego Batman last year was amazing too. So I kind of just knew that this new animated DC film would be legendary, and honestly it was. I really like the humor being used. Like, sometimes you could see that it's more aimed at kids, obviously, but it doesn't mean that I didn't enjoy it at all. I really did, and that's all I can say about it. On number 14, we have a film that was released very early in 2018, which is Tomb Raider. If I say it correctly, I hope I do, because I don't know how else I would say that. I've seen also, obviously, the Lara Croft Tomb Raider way back when I was a kid with Angelina Jolie, and I loved that film. 2018 Tomb Raider, it's a very difficult word to say. Didn't disappoint at all. I loved the film a lot. I thought you know, I'm always happy when there's a very strong female character. There's this part where I think she almost falls down a waterfall, and then she jumps into an abandoned airplane, and then the airplane falls or whatever. Like, there's so much happening in that sequence that is just a bit too much to take in, maybe. It just felt a bit unrealistic. It was badass, but it felt a bit like, I'm not sure about that. And I think there's also a part where she hits someone with a rock. She was like struggling or like trying to run away, and suddenly there was a rock there to hit someone out. And I get a bit tired of rocks laying around to hit someone, knock out. Like, where did the rock come from? You know, those little things were things that kept spinning through my mind throughout the film. But nevertheless, I really enjoyed it. Number 13. I hope people are not gonna get angry that I put this movie a bit low on the list, but on number 13 we have Fantastic Beasts and the Crimes of Grindelwald, because I didn't understand anything about this whole freaking film. I'm just gonna be honest, I had no idea what was going on. Now, I have seen all of the Harry Potter movies, I have seen the previous Fantastic Beasts, so it's not that I walked in there not knowing shit. Like, it took me so long to connect the names to the faces, I couldn't adjust to the new characters. I was so confused the whole time. I don't know why, maybe it's just me, it's probably just me. The visuals and the special effects were great, like the whole Hogwarts and, you know, a little throwback, you get the Harry Potter feels, it's all great and I love it. It's just, I had no clue. I walked out of the theater like, what the hell did I just watch? So looking at the list, we have a few really good action films coming up. So the next movie that is on number 12 is Mission Impossible Fallout. Saw this movie in 4DX, which was great. It was the perfect way to watch this film. Okay, obviously I don't remember every single thing about every single old Mission Impossible movie that I've ever watched, because I forget things sometimes a bit too quick. But I think this was my favorite Mission Impossible movie. It had everything in it. Oh my god. But mostly the cinematography in this film though. The shots in this film were fire. The shots that were made at the Tate Modern Museum in London, wow. Now that I look at it, I'm not sure why this movie is above Mission Impossible. Maybe I should have switched them out. But on number 11, we have Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, because I really love dinosaurs. They terrify me, just like the Meg, but they're great. I love Jurassic Park films. Just wish sometimes there were dinosaurs, but sometimes I just wish they were not there. Dinosaurs, running away from dinosaurs, it's great. Why it is above Mission Impossible, I can't tell you that. So on number 10, we have Solo, a Star Wars story. Now, before I say anything, I don't want to get attacked by any Star Wars fandom or whatever, but I love Star Wars, but I'm not as invested in it as I am in Marvel and DC, so I don't know everything. Just the whole, like, the Star Wars set designs are just so great. You can see it's a different world, but you're still like invited into that world. It's not the usual, but it's not unrealistic either, and I feel like you can just really dive into the movie, which is great. On number 9, we have a movie that I enjoyed a lot, and that I actually, if I'm gonna be honest with you, I saw this movie in January and not in December, so technically I can't put it on my December list, but hey. The movie that we have on number 9 is Bumblebee. So one of my favorite parts about this film is definitely that it's set in 1987. Because of that, I feel like the cinematography was great. The way it was graded, like the color grading of this film, love it. But apart from that, the storyline, it just like punched me in the heart a little bit, you know? Like, it just had some emotional arcs during the storyline that just made me cry every single time. Number 8, we have Black Panther, which was definitely one of the greatest Marvel films of this year. First of all, the way they created Wakanda, the way it was shot, I loved everything about it. Shuri, great character, my queen forever, we love her, we stand. Number 7, we have Aquaman, because holy crap bitch, what the hell was that? When I saw the Aquaman trailer, I was like, I'll go watch it if I'm feeling like it. We're gonna leave Wonder Woman out of this because Wonder Woman is like the best film I've ever seen in my entire existence. I did not really like Aquaman in Justice League, but I take that back now. Jason Momoa got the storyline and the screen time that he deserves in Aquaman. Aquaman obviously should have been released before Justice League. Also, Amber Heard, actual love of my life, one of my favorite actresses on earth. I'm very happy that the DCU took her in, because I love her as an actress. Right above Aquaman, on number 6, we have Ant-Man and the Wasp. Let's just start by saying that I love this film for several reasons. One of them being is I feel like the relationship between the characters. First part, you know, there were a lot of different chemistries between different characters that were really well written. Oh shit! Ant-Man was after Infinity War? So number 5, we have another Marvel movie surprise. If you look at like how many movies Marvel released this year, it's absolutely insane. On number 5, we have Deadpool 2. I feel like I don't even need to say anything about this film. Brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, amazing, astonishing, show-stopping. You know that Lady Gaga meme? That's it. Number 4 is a film that I did not expect to be there, simply because I didn't expect anything at all. When I went to go see this film, I didn't know what I was gonna get myself into, and that is Ready Player One. I'm glad that I saw this film because, wow. So the main reason you should already go see this film is because of its special effects and pop culture references. We're entering the top 3, which is very exciting. Let's just go get on with it. On number 3, we have Bohemian Rhapsody. Also, this movie was pretty special for me because I went to go see this film with part of my family who have seen Queen live and who have lived through the era of Queen. Now, I haven't because I'm too young for that. And so I didn't know too much about Queen, which made this film very interesting for me. And apart from that, it was so well written. The whole production of the film was just really, really good, and that's why it's on number 3. We're getting to number 2, if you weren't aware yet. I'm scared. Why am I scared? I'm scared. No, I'm not scared. I'm just excited, but also, wow, we're almost at number 1. Number 2 is A Star Is Born, because... What? So, little background information. I'm a little monster, which means that I'm a Lady Gaga fan. I have been a massive fan of hers since I was 12. I've literally grown up with Lady Gaga by my side. You know, people had Justin Bieber or One Direction, you know, I had Lady Gaga. She was my everything, which brings another layer for me into this film. Apart from that, the acting of Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga together was... I don't have words for their chemistry. Not to even get me started on the music, that was also great. I did see Lady Gaga in Ally. I saw Gaga in the character. You know, the whole process of becoming a pop star. But I didn't see Gaga when I watched her perform, which is a good thing. You know, I didn't see Lady Gaga, I saw an actress. And that to me is just... wow. You'll know that number 1 is obviously Avengers Infinity War, because there's no other film in 2018 that has struck me more and deeper into my soul than Avengers Infinity War did. If you haven't seen it yet, I already did a review on Avengers Infinity War. I'll put a link in the description, by the way, where I already talk a lot about the film. It was everything. It was everything from characters meeting each other for the first time, to multiple deaths, to answers being given, to questions being left with questions, to being introduced to the first little snippet of Captain Marvel. It had everything I could literally ever wish for. Apart from Gamora dying, because that fucking sucked. I mean, what else is there to say? There's nothing else to say. If you know, you know. Yeah, that was it. That was every single movie I've seen in the theater in 2018. There have been films that I just missed simply because of time and picking the film you want to go see. So I know I missed out on stuff. It took me a while with this YouTube channel to find what I want to talk about. And you know, maybe I do, maybe I still don't. Like, I feel like making YouTube videos is just doing things you want to do when you want to do them. And I love talking about movies and TV shows with a deep passion in my soul. So if you want to stick around and see what's next, please subscribe and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!